Hello and welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. My name is Matthew Harding. I'm a project manager within ITG. I'm joined today by two partners, Travis West, also of ITG, as well as Casey, who joins us from our partner Kyndryl. Our topic for today is on the screen there. It's ServiceNow, and in more detail, which was populated in the email, an in-depth look at ITG's new Service Desk portal, where users across ADOT can submit incidents and requests to ITG and follow up on the status of those tickets. I mentioned earlier that we've got a loose agenda. What I'd like to do is do a bit of an introduction as to what ServiceNow actually is and what our aims are for the platform. From there, we'll go into a bit of theory, complete with some handy-dandy red arrows, some descriptors to actually showcase how you will go about submitting a ticket. And then we'll do some practical application where Travis will also share his screen and put this and showcase putting this theory actually into practice. And then we'll close with some question and answers and try our best to answer your questions directly. Please feel free to drop questions in the chat. I will try keep tabs on them. But I do hope that you find today a bit informative, a bit of fun. It's called a lunch and learn, so I suppose you can open your lunchbox and let's see if my team can live up to the other side and provide some learning. All okay with that? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so ServiceNow. Let's start with a bit of a quiz and make this interactive. This is an IT topic, so I've done this in a Google form. I've dropped it into the link for you, into the chat for you. There's some multiple choice questions in there. Well, there's two. We'll do the first one now, so we can try have a bit of fun. Have a look at question number one and answer the question, what is ServiceNow? And I will start sharing my screen and we can see what responses we're getting. Really, I should have made the questions harder. Okay, well, if you answered that ServiceNow is a cloud-based platform designed to manage digital workflows, which it looks like 90% of you have, you'd be correct. It provides a suite of applications for various business functions, including ITSM, which is what we're talking about here today, as well as operations management, human resources, customer service, security, and there's a whole lot more as well. So why did we choose ServiceNow? Our current ITSM platform is unfortunately old. So we needed to either upgrade it fully or investigate a new one. And ServiceNow is a SaaS solution. It's top of line in the industry, and it was therefore chosen to replace SDP for ITG and eventually ADOT as a whole. But now I used another IT term in there, ITSM. What is that? So perhaps navigate to question number two and give me some answers over there. What is ITSM?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll go to that one. So for
Every time it refreshes, it jumps to the top. Yeah, what are we looking at here? It's good. If you answered a set of practices for managing and delivering IT services to meet the needs of a business, you'd be spot on. ITSM refers to the activities, processes, policies to design, deliver, manage the way that IT services are run and used within an organization. The goal of ITSM is to ensure that the right people are working on the right things at the right time, in line with our business goals. So ServiceNow's ITSM platform is quite widely recognized for its comprehensive approach to managing IT services. And that comprehensive approach includes incident, problem, change, request, Management. So in summary, and this is the end of my intro, and from here I'll hand over to Casey. ServiceNow provides us with a heap of benefits. It's industry leading, it's an up-to-date platform, and I'm extremely proud of our project team in bringing you this platform. This is our starting point, and we're very excited. So Casey, if I can hand over to you and ask you to take us through the guide that was generated for our ADOT users. This is the theoretical aspect. We're going to go through a few slides with some red arrows, take you through some steps and how you actually will go through submitting tickets. And after that, Travis will give us a bit of a practical demonstration of submitting a ticket.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Matt. I am going to steal the screen. I can figure out Google fast enough here. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So like Matt mentioned, well, first of all, good morning, everybody. Like Matt said, I am Casey. I'm with the Kyndryl folks, but I have been heavily involved in getting this set up. So please, if there are any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat, and Matt or Javier, feel free to interrupt me at any moment. We will be going through our guide today for submitting incidents and requests, and what the look and feel of this will be like, and what experience this will have. Going to jump into it. So we'll cover some topics: Employee Service Center or Employee Portal, Service Portal. All of those are synonyms. You'll hear me use them interchangeably, but the fancy name for it is the Employee Service Center. Report an incident, request something new, and something coming in the future is knowledge base, but we will be covering that today as well. So first thing first, how to get into ServiceNow to request an ITG service. I may have to lean on Matt a little bit if I miss on anything here, because I don't see this specific screen, but take it away, Matt.
You all will actually be very familiar with the screen. When Travis is navigating a little bit later to actually show you the practical submission of a ticket, you will see it again. But same screen that you're used to, accessed via the A.NET employee links self-service portal will take you to that splash screen. Clicking on the red icon there on the left will take you to ITG ServiceNow.
Perfect.
There's no other change, Casey. That's should be pretty familiar to everyone, and we'll showcase it in a second.
Wonderful. Thank you, Matt, for that help. Yes, so this screen sounds like you guys are very familiar, and then the red button will take you into ServiceNow, and that is what we will jump in here. You will see this landing page, this home page. This is the Employee Service Center. Again, all of those synonyms. As we mature, again, this is our starting point here. So as we mature, I'm sure that this landing page may look a little different, but when you see this, you are in the right spot. Again, Employee Center, Service Portal. This is how you will navigate to request something new, report an incident, 2 different types of tickets, and also view any open requests that you do have, which would be those requests and incidents, any surveys that you may have outstanding. This is where you would go to navigate to any of those things within ServiceNow for those incidents and requests. So diving deeper into it, all of these fancy arrows. So right off the bat, you can search the entirety of the knowledge base in ServiceNow if you were searching for a specific function. Again, as we mature, there will be more to search, but I do know that plans in the future to set up those knowledge base articles, straightforward processes that users can search to troubleshoot on their end before submitting a ticket. Again, coming in the future, but that is what this search function will do. Using the request something new form, we'll see a photo of it. We'll walk through it as well. But this request something new form is actually a button. You would click into it, get taken to a form, fill out all the mandatory fields. This is going to be used for something that you don't already have currently, would be a request in ServiceNow. Now, the other option here is report an incident. So if you click on here, you get taken to a similar looking form, but that would actually create a different type of ticket called an incident. And this is used when something that you do have currently isn't working as expected. So you're not looking for new functionality, but something is broken, something needs to be fixed. You would report an incident here. Moving along the bottom here. So you can actually access, if you submit multiple tickets or even just one ticket, anything that you currently have open, you can navigate to them a couple different ways. So one is going to be right here under My Active Items. It does list your requests, and you can click into that, and it will pull up a list of all active requests and incidents that you do have. And this link up here in the top bar, My Requests, will take you to that same page, anything that you have open that you've submitted. Moving along to the surveys, this link here will take you to a page and then if you've worked with a technician and they've resolved your incident, you will receive a survey for your experience, and you will be able to manage, or you will be able to navigate with them to them here with this button. Any open tasks, I don't think you'll see a lot of open tasks, but in the future, if that is a functionality that is set up on any workflows, any tasks assigned to you will be located under this link here or right next to My Requests up in the top. And pretty standard, if you do click your icon, your user profile, you can access your profile, your settings, log out, all through this drop down up here in the corner. Okay, so this field here, if I go back really quick, so if I click on this report an incident button, I am now taken to this form here. You'll see anything with a asterisk is mandatory, and you'll see that it will automatically fill in the username, whoever's logged in. So it will automatically populate requested by number you can request for another user. So this is actually a drop down, search for that user and submit this ticket. You will notice that the number for contact, number and email will be populated once a user is selected based on data that has been imported from the HR tool. So we go through, we fill out the location, again, a drop-down list from different various ADOT locations, short description of the issue that you are having, a longer, more detail, the better. So I hear a longer description of the issue that you're having, and you can actually use this email IDs to notify. You can search for a user, say another user or a supervisor, anybody would like to receive those notifications of any status change of this specific ticket. You can go ahead and put them in here, and they would be added to the watch list, the notify list, to receive those notifications. When all of this is filled out, well, actually, you can add attachments as well if there are any screenshots. Go ahead and add attachments here with this little paper clip. Then you would go to the right hand of the screen and click submit. Once that incident is submitted, you will be taken to a screen that you can see the activity log here. So you can actually type in more information. If you get more information, you can use this text field here and type in more information. When you click send, it will be logged in, and the technician view can see it as well. And that's how you guys can communicate through the portal. And then you will see an incident number will be assigned to the incident that you reported, the state that it's in progress, on hold, etc. You will see that over here. Created will let you know how long it's been open. And then, of course, the fields that you keyed in, you can see these details over here. Okay, so then moving on to request something new. So if we remember, there was two of those buttons. One's for incidents, one is for requests. This form is for the request. You'll notice that it looks eerily similar. It is the same process. It requires the same fields. But again, the main difference is requests are going to be for things that are new functionality, software, access, etc. Incidents are when something is broken and needs to be fixed. The best way to differentiate. So again, we have the watch list, the email IDs to notify, and attachments if needed. But all of the fields up here, you'll see are the same. You'll click submit, same process. And again, eerily similar, except now instead of an incident number with INC, you will receive a request number, REQ. So if you do need to reference anything with a technician on the phone, you can have this number. So you guys are both looking at the same record in the system. It looks a little bit different over on the right-hand side of your screen with those details, just because, again, it's a different process, but similar situation with the activity log. Everything will be logged and you'll be able to know the status of your ticket. Okay, so for knowledge base, I touched on it a little bit. Again, it is coming soon. So technicians can create articles that users can reference. If it's frequent troubleshooting that they know that users can do on their end, if they're experiencing a frequent issue that is coming up, you can do a quick search for, mouse isn't working or something similar, and you will receive any KB articles or knowledge base articles that could potentially help you with that issue if you did not want to go ahead and report that incident right away. If you just wanted to take care of it on your own and needed some advice on how to get there, that is what the knowledge base is used for. Can be used for a number of things, storing some information that could be pertinent, but again, it is coming soon, but it is a function that we do plan to leverage. And that concludes the slide. Matt, did I miss any questions in the chat? Sorry, I wasn't monitoring.
There was one that I'm going to read out. There's actually two.
Perfect.
But thank you, Casey. That was awesome. That was the textbook side. So now everyone's had a review of the textbook, and we're gonna jump across into a bit more of a practical demonstration of this. So Casey, I think while I answer these questions, I think you can stop sharing, and
Okay.
Travis, if you could share your screen for me and go to a.net. So 3 great questions have come through. So Stephanie asked if this was replacing the CARF form. So the answer is not at this time. It is actually one of the very first next steps that we are working on. The current CARF process as it is today remains in place, but yeah, watch this space. The second one, please forgive me if I say your name wrong, Anahi. Has asked, is this live now? When I try to log in, it says user is not assigned to this application. Anahi, my response would be to ask you which division you work for, because this is not currently live for our MVD division.
MVD.
It's live for everyone else. That's the answer there. MVD actually has its own instance of ServiceNow where you're currently working, and you're in that one for now. We are working on that in the background.
Thank you.
Babette asks, request to update a website is still through Manage Engine, which is correct. So our very first step was to bring across ITSM or ITG into ServiceNow. There are quite a few other divisions, departments, groups that utilize STP, and the end goal is to have everyone on ServiceNow. How that is going to progress, I don't have an answer for you yet. But our first protocol was ITG and the service desk. Staying on that just for one more step, Casey showed that splash screen. We're actually going to navigate to it shortly, where that red button took you through to STP. The middle button will still take you through to questions or requests for the web team, for finance, and for others. And then Patricia says she has the same issue as Anahi, so I would imagine that you are also part of MVD, and that, as I mentioned, you're not in service now at this point. There's some future work for us to do to resolve that. Okay, with those questions answered, let's review our agenda again. We discussed what is ServiceNow and why we chose it, and what is ITSM. Then we did some actual theory, and now I want to actually do a bit of a demonstration. So how you would interact with this. So Travis, you're on A.NET, and this should be the same as how you would navigated to STP. So on A.NET, Travis, do me a favor and scroll all the way down to the bottom, please. On the left-hand side where his cursor is, it says employee links, and below that is the A.Service Desk. Clicking on the A.Service Desk will bring you another page. Eventually, if you've got good network, which says that Service Desk Self-Help Portal. Clicking on that will take you to the splash screen we saw earlier.
Matt, do you happen to have a guest login?
I do not.
Okay.
But
I won't be able to get that splash screen then. I apologize.
Okay. Well, let me take over screen share for a second while you navigate to that screen. Yes. So let me take over for a second. I won't be long. We'll be back with you in 1 sec. Should be coming through. This is the page that would have come up next. Clicking on the service desk would take you to that splash screen that you saw earlier, with the red button to request ITG services for non-ITG incidents and for non-ITG requests. Clicking on the red button, ITG Service Now, will take you through to the screen that Travis is going to show, because you're going to look at my internal to ITG dashboard, but it'll take you through to the screen, which you saw on Casey's presentation. I hope that was nice and clear and was easy to follow. If it was, give me a thumbs up. If not, and you'd like me to do it again, give me a thumbs down. Awesome, you guys rock. All right, Travis, you can take back over, and I will stop sharing. I think what we should do for our audience is actually submit a ticket.
Absolutely. Would you like to request something new or report a new incident?
I think let's report an incident.
Excellent.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go for it, Travis.
Oh, I was just going to say, we can see here that my requested by information has been filled out automatically. My preferred contact number is also filled out automatically. It's my standard contact number as well as my email address. The location is, because it matches in our Active Directory with the location that's on file, has also been filled out automatically. So only thing I really have to submit is a description and title.
While you do that, you can type in some test ticket stuff. But while you do that, I want to point out that there were two Travis Wests up at the top there. There was a who is this requested by, and then there was a who is this requested for. So in the instance that the person is not able to submit their own ticket, you can actually submit a ticket for someone else. And then the other bit that I wanted to point out is there is a email ID to notify down at the bottom there. So Travis has decided that Michael needs to be notified about this ticket as well. So by filling in that, a couple of people will receive email notifications. It's pretty intuitive and pretty easy. But let's get some feedback there again as well. How did you feel about that? We ran through it pretty quickly. We can do it again. We can go with thumbs up for was good enough for me, or thumbs down, slow down and do it again, please. There's a whole lot of thumbs up. All right, so Travis, we're going to clear out this ticket afterwards. You can go ahead and submit. I would like the team to see that screen there. So as you can see, there's actually a bit of a tracker for you. You can follow it along. The information that was part of the ticket on submission is down to the right. You can see your ticket number with INC. You can see its state. It's new. It hasn't been picked up by anyone yet. It's of a medium priority as it's come in, and it was created just now. Who was it requested by, for, contact details? It all comes in there. And you've got the option, as Travis is doing now, to supplement the information you've already provided. Travis has uncovered some new information as he's gone through there, and he's sent it on through for the technician to read, which is pretty cool. So that then would be a tracker. Travis, if I can ask another favor, will you go back to the very first screen, the home screen? That's the one. So Travis will have some tasks as he's part of ITG, but if you scroll down, you should have your requests. So if you click on requests, it'll update. And there is the test ticket that he's just created. I'd love to hear a bit of feedback from the audience. What do you think? No takers. Okay. I'll curtail my enthusiasm. Let's have a look at some questions again. MVD has ServiceNow for our own tickets. Do we still use SDP for ITG tickets? You can. You can also contact the service desk. The service desk will be able to submit tickets on your behalf. How can I provide a screenshot in supplemental information? Casey, can you perhaps field that question? Providing a screenshot in supplemental information, which is where Travis is right now. There is that paperclip button top right there that I imagine you're going to zoom in on.
Yes, that's correct.
Stephanie's actually, she's a step ahead of me. She's already typed it out. So she sees it, yes. Okay, very cool. Nice and easy. We've got some feedback from the audience there. It says pretty easy to follow, simple and streamlined, pretty simple to use, seems user-friendly. Thank you. I think we have to use it before we can ask intelligent questions. Probably fair. All right. I think that brings me to the end of sort of our introduction as to what is ServiceNow, some theory as to how you go about doing it, and then a bit of a demonstration in this is how you use it. So what I'd like to do is open for some questions. So Paula, your hand shot up there.
Yes. So I wanted to ask, can you go back to where it says my request?
Yeah, give me one moment here. Where it is? Back.
It's at the top right.
Oh, here. Okay. Yeah, this is the page that it would take me to.
So when the issue is resolved, it's going to show in a closed status, right? After a certain amount of days.
Once a ticket is resolved, it'll be reflected under where Travis exactly just dropped down, that open requests versus closed requests. So you will have the history of your closed requests as well. Was that where you wanted to go with that question? Yes. Got a thumbs up. Paula, back to you.
I have another question. So is this something that your team or your unit will be able to see as to if you have an open ticket, but let's say you're out? Will your team be able to follow up on that ticket?
Yeah. So provided in that very first page when we put in someone to notify, that would need to be populated. And then Casey, is there any other option on I've submitted my own ticket, I'm out of the office, and I want someone to follow up on a ticket that's not theirs? I mean, they could obviously contact the service desk, but anything that they can do from their portal?
Another user wouldn't be able to access another user's requests from this screen, but if you do add them to that watch list, or if you do pass along that information, that person can reach out to the help desk. And then the help desk can actually add them to that watch list moving forward.
But good question, Paula. Paula, number 3, straight back to you.
Sorry. So if they're on that watch list, do they just get an email or will they see it on their portal?
They would just be added to the email notifications.
Thank you, Tran. All right. Anyone else? I'm sorry, Paula. I don't think you got quite the answer you wanted there with the tearful smiley. Any other questions? Stephanie.
Just wondering, when you were looking at, I guess for both the STMP as well as the ServiceNow, did you do any like small surveys or surveys at all of like, random non-ITG employees to see what they might want to see in the functionality of a request platform when they have things that are broken?
Mr. Palace, are you online with me?
I'm here. So Stephanie, I think the answer would be right now, this is really, and again, Casey can correct me if I'm wrong. This is pretty much out of the box for ServiceNow, which, as Matt said at the beginning, is kind of industry leader. As we move, and if we can adjust things, we'll definitely want to hear the feedback of our customers the longer we've been in. So if there's something that you've used before, even if it's in ServiceNow that we don't have, we'd love to get that feedback. But we tried to stay as much as possible out of the box for ServiceNow.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I
Paul,
think
and thank you, Stephanie.
I think that's a fair assessment, Bill.
So Paula's got an interesting question here. Where can feedback be provided? This is based off of using the system then for a moment, and then providing that feedback for future customizations and changes. That is a good question. And I think that's something that we can definitely investigate and come back to you with. Make a note of that one myself. Okay. Any other questions? Javier.
I have a question I always like to ask when we see new things. Is like the why. I use the ticket generator about once a month. From my point of view, it looked like it was working fine. Was there something we didn't know? Like, was it really out of date? Was it not really easy to maintain on your end, on the IT side? What's the backstory, I guess, for the change?
Mr. Palace, I'll hand that one to you as well.
Yeah, so Javier, a couple things, as Matt mentioned. SDP was a little bit dated, I would say. So we were in the midst of looking at what it would take to upgrade those. As we go into cloud first thoughts and technology, ServiceNow platform's very robust. Again, second time I've said it, Matt said it, this is the industry leader in standard. And so we wanted to get up to date on that. The platform itself within ITG, as far as when we make changes in approval and workflow, automation is much stronger in this application than it was in Service Desk Plus. So some of the stuff we'll continue to add, as you guys mentioned, CARF. There's approvals that we can add into this system. This is a great foundation to where we want to go for as far as ITG and serving you guys as our customers to continue to make things easier, more understandable. And so I think that was the change. It was a good time because, again, we were a little outdated on our current platform. And so some things, like you mentioned, you won't be able to see as the end user, but we as ITG should be able to improve our customer service with some of the stuff we have now on this platform.
Very cool question, though, Javier, and thank you for the answer, Mr. Palace. Alrighty, guys, I think that brings us to the end of our lunch and learn. I really hope that it lived up to its name, that you got to eat some lunch and you actually did, we provided some semblance of learning. thank you for joining us. Our team is very proud of what we've managed to achieve, and we really do hope that it is, as you brought up, more simple, more streamlined, and it brings us future benefit.